Thank you. And there it is. I believe that this were the most exciting news ever. I have been preparing for this event for 6 months, and I hope you understand the vision of this company and how powerful it is. We will be the biggest out there, and we will write history. And the cryptocurrency community will have to rewrite philosophy.
How's it going, Mary Contrary?
Excellent, Starfish. How are you today?
Pretty good. Ready to hear a story.
Oh, gosh. We're rolling out today with this one. And man, I've just been hitting these stories lately. And there's similarities to this in my own personal seller's playbook episode. And I might mispronounce this lady's name wrong because it's kind of a weird name. But this story is about a lady named Ruja Ignatova.
Ruja Ignatova. Okay.
Yes. So the scheme it's basically this gigantic Ponzi pyramid scheme.
Oh,
and
cool.
Yeah, so she swindled people worldwide, estimating anywhere from $4 to $16 billion out of people. Yeah, $16 billion out of people's life savings, Starfish. Worldwide, I think it's mostly out of the UK, but it also, the Chinese were involved in this. The United States got sucked into all this. It's really insane, this whole thing. It's quite the story. So, and actually, I feel like hers is like the biggest ever that's ever happened, like bigger than Bernie Madoff or any of those other guys. Yeah. So this lady,
is this magical lady?
I know. So here's some background on Miss. It's actually Dr. Ruja Ignatova.
Oh,
so
like medical doctor?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's actually has a PhD in European private law.
What?
Yeah, she got it. She's around our age, okay, which is kind of crazy to me. She got her PhD in 2005, and that's
so she's 25. Like if we're in our 40s.
Yeah. So I'm like, how do you get your PhD that fast? Like that takes years or whatever, even if it's finance,
Yeah.
But anyway, so apparently this is a smart lady. She has finance degrees from Oxford and Constance, Germany. This is another lady out of Germany, by the way. I don't know what's going on over there with these people.
Oh, no, let's not go there.
I know, right?
Those Germans.
I know.
I love the German people. We love you, Germany.
We do. They bring us a lot of really good engineering and stuff, so we're good. But anyway, so she was born in Bulgaria in 1980, and then she immigrated to Germany with her family. I guess she wasn't born in Germany or anything. So.
Okay, we forgive you, Germany.
Right. So her criminal background, I'm going to get into that now. In 2012, she was convicted of fraud in Germany in connection with her father's acquisition of a company that actually mysteriously went bankrupt right after they acquired it. So she was actually jailed for 14 months for that one. And then in 2013, she was involved in a multi-level marketing scam called Bitcoin. And so this Ponzi scheme, I didn't say, it's actually about cryptocurrency.
Oh.
So I'm going to go in. Okay. I know. Well, we'll get to that. I'm going to go through her whole rap sheet first.
Okay.
And then we'll go into this whole crypto. Anyway, so then in 2013, she was involved in the multi-level. And then in 2014, I don't think she got in trouble for Bitcoin, of course. So then in, 2014, she founded OneCoin. And that's where kind of we go in here. So then that's what this whole scheme is. This Bitcoin that's called OneCoin. And she claimed that it was going to be so big that it was a Bitcoin killer. And it would make early investors incredibly rich. So she traveled around the world, touting this whole new Bitcoin that she discovered called OneCoin. So I know a little bit about cryptocurrency, but not like a ton. It's kind of complicated and it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I'm sure it makes a lot of sense to people that are mathematicians. And I'm definitely not that. But I guess, like a Bitcoin is basically, it's this new currency that people are using. And what the appeal is that it can't be really tracked, and it's not part of like any banking system. You don't have to go to the bank to get any of the stuff. The other appeal is that it's also anonymous. So I think the whole mind behind cryptocurrency was that it was something that people wanted to do to get away from the banking systems, which I totally understand because banking systems are completely corrupt too and like suck a lot.
Sure, but they're insured.
With all their fee, I know, but they have all their fees and stuff. So and it's appealed a lot to like criminal activity, you know, like child trafficking for one, and others because it can't be tracked.
Yeah, that's why I don't get why people. Well, I don't. I mean,
I don't
appealing to child traffickers. It sounds like not a good idea to me.
Right. I totally
whatever.
I know
The drug dealers and the human traffickers love it. That's your sales pitch.
do. I know. I guess that's your sales pitch for cryptocurrency because everyone always talks about, oh, you should invest in it. And like, so people have like these huge servers like in their houses, you know, like they build these giant rooms of computers where they quote unquote mine for Bitcoins, which I don't even know what the hell that means. I guess these computers go through and find Bitcoin and then they buy it or whatever and then invest their money into it or something. So Bitcoins have what's called, it's a blockchain attached to them. And that's basically like their code. So it can't be changed, altered, or anything, even by the creator of the Bitcoin. So it's like its own unique little code, kind of like on a $10 bill, I guess, like whatever the serial number is. It kind of goes along with that, if I'm explaining that right.
Yeah, no, you are. I understand, and maybe this is different, but I understand Bitcoin only a little bit because I saw it on the Big Bang Theory, where they were Leonard and the gang, right, were basically you have to like solve problems to be able to get into the Bitcoin. So, of course, they solved problems years ago and thought they'd made a bunch of money off of it, but they couldn't find the files. So I'll spare you the spoiler. They never found it. But anyway, yeah, I don't know much about it, but it seems so weird. And honestly, cryptocurrency, cryptic is the best word I've heard for it so far because that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, I don't understand it fully either. And usually, I'm going to give some little advice here. Usually, if it's something you don't understand, then you probably shouldn't like really invest in it if you don't understand it really well. Just
100%,
saying.
100%.
And I think everyone went crazy with that, you know, around that time when she founded that, like 2016, people were like, oh, Bitcoin, it's going to save the world. And everyone's going to switch over to it from cash and euros and everything, you know. It's going to change the whole banking system, you know. So it's a perfect time for a scam artist like, you know, Dr. Ruja Ignatova to step in and be like, oh, look, I just founded this new Bitcoin called OneCoin. Everyone invest in it, blah, blah, blah. And honestly, I mean, that's all it takes to run like an MLM and a Ponzi scheme. I hate MLMs, by the way. Like, I don't want your damn Tupperware. I want, you know, like Amway, you know, it's like I don't want all that crap. I don't want to do that.
Those are total scam. I mean, we all grew up going to those little parties and everything, and they are definitely not worth your time. Ever. No, I mean the products, like the Tupperware products are great, but they're kind of pricey, and then they keep calling you and bugging you to have your own party.
Right. And then if you get more people involved, you'll get a smaller percentage, blah, blah, blah. You know, it just goes on. And it's like, then at the end of the day, it's like you have a house full, you know, basement full of all this crappy Tupperware. And it's like, what am I supposed to do with all this, you know? So anyway, so this is the cryptocurrency version of that, basically. It's just kind of like an old game with a new spin. That's all.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And of course, you know, here's my thing. So Dr. Ruja Ignatova, if she's just a smart lady, which obviously she is, you know, she got her doctorate at the age of 25. It's like, she's obviously a smart lady. So why don't you just make a legit Bitcoin? You know, like that's what I don't get. I'm like,
okay, man.
Yeah, like what? So what she did then, she got this other guy. So what she was selling basically was these educational material for her trading members. So she'd have these massive conferences where people would show up, just like Amway or whatever. Same concept. And she would pack all these stadiums or wherever she was having these events all over the place. And so they would buy these packages that would range from like 100 euros, it's like 120 bucks USA, to like 118 euros or 140,000 bucks. So they were told that they would make 2 times on the money they invested. So there's your scam number 2 right there. Red flag whenever they say, oh, we're going to double your money. You better just run. You better just fucking run.
That's what the seller's playbook lady got in trouble for, right?
Exactly. She's like, oh, you'll make $1 million in a year. You'll just make it right back. Yeah. Okay. No, that's not.
The scams could have gone on a lot longer had they not said that.
Right? For real. Yeah. They wouldn't have gotten shut down by the FTC. Right. So same with Ignatova. So here she is selling all this crap. So each package included tokens, which could be assigned to mine OneCoin's OneCoin. And it looks like they had servers in 2 sites in Bulgaria and 1 in Hong Kong. So then each level except 6 or 7 gave new material, educational quote unquote material, which was plagiarized from like several different sources. Of course, it's like, wow, you can't even write your own original crap with this scheme, lady. You know? Like, so then most of the OneCoin recruiting meetings is what I guess what they call them, OneCoin recruiting meetings. They talked about investing in Bitcoin, but never the education piece of it, of course, because that's how it all works. Like when I went to Vegas for Seller's Playbook, they never once talked about how to sell on Amazon or like, you know, they never went into detail. It was like, oh, buy this other garbage crap from this other shady company. You know, it was never like, so there's another red flag. So, I mean, I'm a pro at this crap, you know, I could probably,
people, you know, I think knocking on education a lot is making me feel a little bit better every time we hear these stories, because what they're selling is an education in how to do these things, and the standards aren't there. They don't have to have any outcomes. They don't have to have any, you know, real demonstration that they actually work and are helpful. So they can kind of claim whatever they want.
Right. 100%.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty crazy, like how many people she got involved in all this. What she did was, which was also kind of a genius, if you think about, is she recruited this guy named Igor Alberts. And this was around 2015 or 2016. And he was an MLM expert. So what he did was he's just started, you know, this massive online following of OneCoin. And so he started selling OneCoin to people, and he kept doing it until he became suspicious of Ruja, because like he asked to see the blockchain to OneCoin and the coding, and of course she didn't have it. So he bailed. You know, he was making $1 million a month or something off of all these poor people that are investing their life savings. Because what people would do is they would invest, and then they look online and they're like, oh, look at OneCoin's going crazy. Look at this. And they'd get all their friends involved. And then they would get, you know, percentages of selling packages, typical, you know, crappy, like pyramid scheme junk going on. You know, this is what irritates me to like no end when people do this kind of crap. So yeah. And it's like, so some people that got in early, they were promised 10% of the sales on the ultimate pack, and then 2 to 3% on all the people below that offer different packages to people. And then the only way to exchange the OneCoin for any other currency was through the OneCoin exchange. And so they could be exchanged for euros, which were placed in a virtual wallet, and then you could request a wire transfer. And I think there was a lot of like wire fraud going on, a lot of money laundering going on with all of this. So basically those at the top, like of this, were making all the money, and the bottom people were thinking that their money was going crazy and taking over Bitcoin. And according to their website, but then in reality, all their money was being used to pad the pockets of Ruja Ignatova and her accomplices.
Of course.
So,
how was she caught?
Well, she actually disappeared in 2017. She's still missing to this day, like completely disappeared. So her brother took the fall. Okay,
bitch.
Yeah, he got into big ass trouble, right, for money laundering and wire fraud. So he's looking at 90 years in prison right now. Yeah,
How
for
could
all
you
the
let your brother go down like that? That's
so-
horrible.
yeah, her brother got down, and then there was her partner, Karl Sebastian Greenwood. He was found guilty for embezzling $1 billion. So in 2019, her brother and her partner, they pled guilty. So they're basically in jail for life for this, because they basically embezzled all this money, all the fraud and the wire fraud and everything. So I think a ton of people got arrested in China. China was able to get back like a billion something dollars back from the scheme, but they probably executed the people that they found involved in this, if I had to take a quick guess on that. So
this is in North Korea. I don't know if China does China execute people? I didn't know that.
I don't really know what they do there, but like I'm sure it's probably they probably don't really like this kind of stuff, They probably
definitely not.
They probably don't take it too well. So
right.
Anyway, so she's in she's either been killed or she's hiding in. People think she's believed to be hiding in the United Arab Emirates. I guess they don't extradite people from there, and that's why a lot of criminals like to go hide there, because it's like, that's kind of where the big criminals go. And she seems like a pretty big criminal, this $14 billion.
Well, plus that and the 2 other scams she ran before that. I mean, how is this lady still free?
I know, isn't that crazy? So we don't know if she's still alive. Here's the other crazy thing about this whole scheme. OneCoin is still around to this day because so many people got involved in it and they believe that it's real. So it's still functioning today as some weird type of Bitcoin. Like it was kind of like a cult, what, like a cultish feel is like what people explained OneCoin is. Like the OneCoin people were like, oh my God, this is like the thing, when people start getting into things like that, it gets kind of culty, like really quickly.
Well, I wonder if there's a sense of pride with them too. Like you can't possibly get out of it because you said the whole time, oh, it's totally valuable. And now what are you going to do? Just bail on it? As soon as you bail on it, everybody will. And then the value will tank. So
right. Yeah. So it's kind of weird how that's like, it's kind of insane to me that that's still like somehow is around, and it doesn't, I don't know if it has a blockchain now, if they put one on there, I have no idea, but
I don't really understand this stuff, but I did look up the Federal Trade Commission and the consumer information on this because I just wanted to know if it was still around. I didn't want to read about the lady. I wanted to hear it from you, but they do have a page on it, and it's basically like, be careful, don't, there's lots of scams. And one of the things they say to watch for specifically is watch out for anyone who guarantees that you'll make money or promises big payouts that will double your money in a short time. That's literally exactly what she said, wasn't it? Yeah. Double your money.
We're going to double your money. Yeah. Look out for that. Don't ever go to anything that says that, or anything that says like you're going to be a millionaire in a year. Like all that crap, it's just, there's just so much of that out there that people should be aware of. It's like whenever
you should just not do this. It feels a little too unstable, unknown. I don't know. I get if people get it, but I wouldn't invest all my money in it.
Right.
Maybe just a little bit of a dabble just to see if you can get a return someday. But
yeah, I mean, I could see the appeal for some people, like $120. They're like, okay, we'll gamble that, see what happens, But like some of these people that are like investing like $140,000, like no way.
I mean, maybe if you have $1 billion sitting in the bank and that's not that much for you,
right?
But I doubt that that's many people who are doing this.
Right.
Billionaires don't believe this stuff.
Right?
They make their money scamming you. Not making money on anything.
I know.
Like this.
It's so crazy. And I'm just like, God, this lady is just. And so people still like think she's like some sort of crazy hero, because it's like turned into this cultish thing that she's going to reemerge somewhere as the savior of the world of currency.
Wow.
And I'm just like,
really?
Wow. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I am blown away by that.
I mean, she's sucked people in. I mean, she must have been one hell of a speaker too. Maybe she like went to Tony Robbins or something. I don't know. Like,
watched old Hitler videos. Good Lord.
I know
people are so scary charismatic. It's amazing how they get these followers.
Oh yeah, totally. It's just like, And I'm like, I can't believe that, because I'd never heard of this story, and this is bigger than Bernie Madoff.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's probably more prominent in the UK because that's where a lot of it happened. So maybe,
Sure.
Maybe on the BBC, like they probably have talked a lot about it, but I haven't heard like a ton here. And I know they're working on there's a podcast actually just about her.
Wow.
Because
Just about her alone.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because of all the crazy, like all the things that are involved in it, like all the things that she did. I'm sure it was like just insane. But
I can't believe she has her own podcast. She probably listens to it.
She probably does. She's like, and she probably got like her face reconstructed. I don't know. I mean,
I would if I had that much money. I'd be like, I'm wanted, so I'm just gonna
change my entire identity
here in United Arab Emirates and change my face. Yeah. Crazy.
It's totally crazy.
That was a really good one. I can't believe I've never heard that either.
Yeah,
it's unbelievable.
I mean, there is no end to this. But yeah, I hate MLMs and all of that. So this is the ultimate of that. Yeah. So if you guys out there gotten yourself involved in an MLM, we would love to hear your stories. I love hearing other people's stories about the things that they've been sucked into. I mean, I've gotten sucked into this crap. Lots of people. They make it sound so good,
They do. They really do. I mean, just that ability to just sway people, so many people, and have them just give you money. I mean, it's actually a little bit of a talent, but it's also an extremely evil talent. I wish they'd work for the greater good instead of for themselves.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
We will say to the regulators that we are the most transparent, most powerful, and most legal cryptocurrency out there. And nobody can compare to us. We have today the most users. We are the biggest crypto reserve currency out there. And we are the most transparent one. So we will not only be the choice for the merchants, but also the choice of the regulators, the governments, and whoever is out there.
Thanks, everyone, for listening to Real Talk. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast wherever you listen. We look forward to having you on our next one.